Footage of a girl believed to be Celeste at David's concert in late August has surfaced, which would be the last date she was seen alive, but the internet is divided on the latest update about this footage. A girl who looks a lot like Celeste was spotted at David's concert on either the 23rd or the 24th of August in Silver Spring, Maryland. She was up on the balcony on the side of the stage watching on, and it's hard to deny that she resembles Celeste. She looks a lot like her.
This video.
Images unfortunately aren't super clear, but her hair resembles the hair we know Celeste had from her photos. And she was also wearing a black tube top at this concert, which is what we know she was wearing when she was found dead in David's trunk based on police reports. In another video, we see David pointing at the girl on the balcony while he makes a half heart. The guy she's standing next to is also David's brother, which raises even more questions, and particularly how much did he know about Celeste and David's relationship?
A shocking new video just surfaced, showing a girl who looks almost like Celeste popping up at a David concert. The moment David caught sight of her in the crowd, his whole vibe flipped. He froze, panicked, and fans instantly started whispering, "Yo, does he know more than he's letting on?" With investigators already breathing down his neck, it feels like the pressure cooker is about to explode. This entire case has been pure madness from the jump. The viral concert clip might have broken the internet, but it's the twisted backstory that's got the city on edge. Celeste Rivas Hernandez, just 15 years old, turned into the center of a nightmare when her decomposed body was discovered on September 8, 2025, stuffed inside the frunk of a Tesla Model X tied directly to rising star David. That bombshell rocked LA, leaving everybody speechless. Celeste grew up in Los Angeles, and her story was already heartbreaking. She'd run away before and was last seen alive on blurry liquor store security footage in March 2024.
Details have come to light surrounding the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. 3 weeks after the body of the 15-year-old was discovered in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to singer David, her death certificate has been released, stating that the teen was not pregnant, nor had she been pregnant in the last year, per the document obtained by TMZ. The report also said an autopsy was performed on Celeste's body prior to it being released to her family on September 23rd, and that the medical examiner is awaiting toxicology.
Her mom even went public saying her daughter was romantically involved with someone named David, even though the family had never met him in person. That one confession set the streets on fire, and people couldn't shake the feeling that something about David was way off. When police finally uncovered her body, the nightmare only got darker. The Tesla had been towed on September 3rd from a quiet Hollywood Hills street near Doheny Drive after sitting abandoned for weeks. Tow yard workers noticed a disgusting stench leaking out of the vehicle and called it in. Once LAPD popped the frunk, the scene was beyond disturbing. Celeste's remains were inside, and suddenly every eye in the city locked straight on David. But here's where it gets even nastier. By late September 2025, the first wave of autopsy results dropped, and they left everyone stunned. Cause of passing was still listed as pending toxicology, but one detail hit hard.
Now, I'm no expert on this stuff, but I will say I was in LA during September during this time, and it was extremely, extremely hot. So the fact that she was in a trunk, closed up, wrapped in plastic in that heat, could potentially speed up the decomposition process, in my mind, but also according to ChatGPT.
Celeste had been gone for weeks before she was ever discovered. That meant her passing happened way back in late July or early August, before David even kicked off his big tour. Then came September 23rd, and the entire case flipped on its head. Out of nowhere, someone slid into the comments under a true crime post about Celeste and dropped a straight bomb. Grainy photos and a short video from David's August 24th concert at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland. The shots showed a teenage girl in a black tube top and dark jeans, chilling in the VIP balcony right next to a dude people swore was David's own brother, Caleb Burke. The internet lost its mind instantly. The clip went viral in hours, pulling in millions of views, and the theories started spiraling. If that mystery balcony girl was Celeste, then she was alive on August 24th, just 15 days before cops cracked open that Tesla and found her body.
But what makes this even more eerie is that if it's not her, the fact that David was hanging out with a Celeste lookalike at a time that Celeste was probably already dead. This just makes my skin crawl.
Fans, sleuths, and even random strangers turned into detectives overnight, zooming in frame by frame. People swore the girl's chin cleft was identical to Celeste's, and some even pointed out David throwing a quick glance toward the balcony like he was low-key checking on her. Reddit lit up like wildfire. Side-by-side comparisons started dropping everywhere. One thread matched up Celeste's last confirmed sighting from March 2024, when liquor store footage caught her wearing Hello Kitty sandals against this concert mystery girl. The chatter got so insane that mainstream media had no choice but to cover it. By September 24th, Fox 11 LA ran a full segment, including an interview with a parent who swore, "That girl on the balcony, that's Celeste, no cap. David's talking to her crew, and Caleb's sitting right there. That's terrifying."
Timing here is very important because the concert was about 12 days before David's abandoned Tesla was towed from the Hollywood Hills area near his house. Authorities have said that her body was very badly decomposed, which has led a lot of us to believe she would have had to be dead for at least some length of time before they found her. If that was her in the video, this raises the question of whether or not 12 days was enough time for her body to decompose to the state that it was in.
The very next day, September 25th, the storm went international when The Independent out in the UK blasted the story across global headlines. At this point, it wasn't just gossip, it had snowballed into a scandal unraveling live in front of the world. What made the footage even scarier came down to timing. Everyone online locked into the same burning question. Could a body really hit that level of decomposition in only 12 days? The comment section turned into an all-out battle, with people arguing non-stop about whether the science even made sense. And that's when things got serious, because if the girl on that balcony really was Celeste Rivas, it would blow the whole investigation apart. It would mean she was alive weeks longer than anyone believed, and worse, that she was still moving inside David's own circle, possibly under the watch of his own brother. That revelation would shrink the timeline of her final days to a razor-thin window, and raise bone-chilling questions about what really happened in those last hours of her life. What started off as harmless online sleuthing to figure out who the mystery girl was turned into a full-blown digital manhunt. Suddenly, everybody online felt like they had cracked the case wide open, and the obsession spread like wildfire across TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. So here's the kicker. This is what the footage actually showed, and why people swore it was the smoking gun. The timestamp stamped it crystal clear. August 24th, 2025, at 9:15 p.m. Eastern, right in the middle of David's set at the Fillmore Silver Spring. That's a legendary 2,000 cap venue sitting on Colesville Road in Maryland, sold out wall to wall, with tickets going for $45 a pop. The camera pans across the balcony overlooking the stage, and boom, there she is, the mystery girl. Young, maybe 16 to 20, leaning on the railing like she owned the spot. She's rocking a tight black tube top, high-waisted dark jeans, and stacked necklaces. The exact kind of look Celeste had flexed in selfies back in 2023. In her hand?
To the video. Now, while the girl's features do look a lot like Celeste from what we've seen in the photos, it's really hard to know for sure. A lot of people have said she looks a lot older in these videos, and also her height and weight that was previously described doesn't seem to fully correlate with these images.
A phone, catching the lights, while her laugh flashes across the screen. The camera zooms just enough to catch a defined chin cleft and straight dark hair split right down the middle. The same signature features tied to Celeste. And who's standing right next to her? A tall, lanky teen in a hoodie, quickly pegged by fans as none other than Caleb Burke, David's own 19-year-old brother. To make it even messier, 2 more girls in crop tops are hanging with them too, making it look less like some random fan moment and more like Celeste was chilling comfortably with David's inner circle. This didn't scream coincidence. It screamed something way darker. But what happened on stage is what sent suspicion skyrocketing. Midway through his track Feel It, David suddenly cut off mid-lyric, locked eyes with the balcony, and cracked a grin. Fans swore he pointed straight at the crew, and while the audio didn't pick it up clean, lip readers online claimed he mouthed, "You up there wildin'." The girl waved back all hyped, and the internet instantly branded it flirty eye contact, throwing gasoline on the rumors of a hidden relationship. And just when you thought it couldn't get any shadier, boom, more receipts started leaking online. A blurry backstage photo surfaced on Discord, allegedly pulled from Caleb's phone, showing the same girl hugging him after the show, timestamped 11:47 p.m., August 24th. Then screenshots from the Fillmore's now deleted Instagram story showed that same balcony squad posing with glow sticks like it was one big after party. Piece by piece, the so-called evidence stacked higher and higher, and the way it all lined up felt almost too perfect, like fate itself was feeding the internet a scandalous storyline. Fans even lined it up against David's tour dates. He was in the Northeast from August 20th to the 28th. While back in LA, his Tesla was racking up parking tickets on August 28th and again on September 6th.
Now, TMZ, who posted and reported on these videos, has updated their article to say that the woman in the videos is not Celeste Rivas, according to a source that is connected to the case. So that could potentially be even a police officer that has already looked into this in their investigation. The fact that they very clearly made this update and blatantly said it is not her according to their source connected to the case makes it sound like they are absolutely sure.
To the internet, that screamed one thing. David was busy living the tour life while his abandoned ride back home was hiding something horrifying. But here's the detail that got buried in the chaos. According to the medical examiner, Celeste was just about 5 feet 1 inch and weighed barely 71 pounds. That didn't match up at all with the balcony girl, who looked older, taller, and way fuller. Still, the internet didn't care one bit. The mob had already made up its mind. In their eyes, the mystery girl had to be Celeste, no questions asked. The idea that this might have been nothing more than a tragic coincidence, that another girl just happened to look like her, was brushed off like it was impossible. The story was too juicy, the puzzle pieces seemed too perfect, and the theories were way too entertaining to let go. But then September 25th came along and dropped a twist so wild it shut the entire internet down. News Nation's Banfield show broke the exclusive bombshell that ended the balcony theory in one swoop. The mystery girl wasn't Celeste at all. It was 18-year-old Mia Lopez, a die-hard David superfan straight out of Bethesda, Maryland. Mia stepped forward herself, saying she was the girl in the viral video, explaining she went to the concert with friends and ended up hanging with Caleb Burke after connecting through TikTok follows. And she didn't just say it, she came with receipts. Mia showed her actual concert ticket for seat B12, selfie stamped August 24th, and even a photo of her wristband straight from the venue. To lock it down even tighter, forensic entomologist Judy Melanin gave News Nation her expert breakdown. Based on insect activity and tissue breakdown inside the Tesla, Celeste's passing happened between late July and early August 2025. That timeline shut the whole balcony theory down cold. It meant Celeste had already been gone weeks before the Fillmore concert ever happened. Even LAPD had to step in during a September 27th press conference to calm the madness stirred up by the viral clip. But here's the wildest part. Even after Mia Lopez literally showed her face, her proof, and experts backed it up, parts of the internet still refused to believe it. Comment sections stayed flooded with conspiracy talk, with people swearing things like, they're covering it up and no way that's not Celeste. That obsession showed just how powerful one viral impression can be. Once people believed they saw Celeste alive, no stack of facts was enough to shake it loose. Still, reality couldn't be ignored forever. Once the concert rumor was crushed, all eyes snapped back to the real investigation. By September 30th, 2025, LAPD's Hollywood Division Homicide Unit was still locked in on Celeste's case, officially calling it an unaliving investigation instead of a confirmed homicide. But one thing they made crystal clear. No matter how Celeste died, the fact someone stashed her body in that Tesla was already a crime. Yet here's the crazy part. Still no arrests, no official suspects, and not a single name released. Not even David's, despite the cloud hanging over him. He stayed completely silent, pulled the plug on his remaining US tour dates, and disappeared from the spotlight just as the heat turned all the way up. And then came September 29th, when the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner dropped Celeste's official certificate, confirming a rumor that had been tearing through the internet nonstop. Celeste was not pregnant and hadn't been at any point in the past year. That revelation silenced one wave of gossip, but only made the bigger mystery grow darker. Because here's the real problem. The cause and manner of Celeste's passing are still pending, while toxicology and lab results crawl through the system. The autopsy's complete, but without those final reports, no hard answers exist. And that uncertainty, it's keeping everyone on edge. Then came a rare bombshell. LAPD Captain Scott M. Williams, commanding officer of the Hollywood Division, went on the record with People magazine. His words crushed the last remnants of the concert theory. Williams said straight up, "We know for sure that Celeste Rivas Hernandez died, and someone placed her body in the front trunk area of David Burke's Tesla." He added that the car had been parked in the same spot for weeks before being towed, which all but guaranteed Celeste had been gone for several weeks before she was ever found. Williams didn't sugarcoat it. Hiding her body was a crime no matter what, but they still couldn't rule out foul play in her passing. And the timeline he laid out? Absolutely crucial. The Tesla racked up parking tickets on August 28th and September 3rd before it was finally impounded on the 6th. At first, the tow report didn't note any odor. But by September 8th, the stench was so overwhelming that workers called it in, triggering the search that uncovered Celeste's remains. That detail alone proved one thing: there was never a chance the balcony footage showed her alive. So what's LAPD digging into right now? Detectives are grinding hard, chasing every lead they can. On September 17th and 18th, homicide units hit David's West Hollywood rental with a search warrant, just blocks away from where that Tesla was abandoned. Inside, they scooped up his laptop, stacks of computer gear, and evidence bags stuffed with undisclosed items, rumored to be phones, hard drives, and maybe even personal journals. David himself wasn't there, and once again, no arrests followed. Meanwhile, a sweep of the street where the Tesla had been parked turned up items of interest, though cops are keeping that locked down tight. But the real centerpiece of this investigation? The Tesla itself. Sources say investigators combed through the Model X top to bottom, swabbing the frunk and sealing up evidence bags. Early leaks suggest they pulled partial fingerprints, turning the luxury ride into a rolling crime scene that might hold the key to the entire case. The deeper they go, the clearer it gets. The Tesla isn't just a car, it's the silent witness that could either make or break this whole scandal. But here's where it gets messy. The car's Sentry Mode cameras were reportedly switched off, leaving investigators with zero surveillance footage to show who touched the vehicle. What they did pull, though, is hard data. The OBD2 port revealed the last recorded drive went down on July 28th, pulling out of David's place. Tesla logs subpoenaed by investigators even showed the frunk being opened that same night in LA, raising the chilling possibility that this was the exact moment Celeste's body was placed inside. And detectives aren't stopping at the car, they've gone full throttle on the digital side too. Subpoenas to Discord, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter, turned up Celeste's dark emo-style posts about toxic love, plus geotags placing her dangerously close to David's address. On top of that, David's phone records are now under the microscope, and leaked DMs from 2023 are fueling even more suspicion about the real nature of his connection with her. Neighbors weren't silent either. When detectives canvassed the area, more than 20 people claimed they'd seen a young girl, possibly Celeste, hanging around house parties before David's tour even kicked off. Then TMZ poured gasoline on the fire by resurfacing an old clip from August 2024, showing Celeste locked in a heated argument with an unidentified man. That footage blew apart the early timeline that she vanished in April, hinting she may have been active in LA months after her family thought she disappeared. And the leads just kept stacking. Rumors swirled that Celeste had been using fake IDs to pass as 19, sneaking into clubs and possibly pulling her deeper into David's world. Her family even turned over photos of her with bruises, though they were undated. Investigators are now analyzing them to figure out when and how they happened. Every new detail dragged the story into darker, more tangled territory. But here's the elephant in the room, the internet itself. That viral concert clip might have been debunked in under 48 hours, but the damage was already done. Misidentification fueled suspicions against David that weren't backed by solid proof, and the fallout hit hard. Mia Lopez, the actual girl in the video, ended up being doxxed by furious fans before she even had the chance to clear her name. The aftermath exposed just how dangerous viral speculation can be. Instead of focusing on verified facts, the online mob latched onto a false narrative and pushed it like gospel, potentially making the investigation tougher and blurring the line between truth and rumor. Suddenly, it wasn't just about what happened to Celeste. It was about how fast the internet can turn into judge, jury, and executioner. Celeste's case became a chilling reminder of the dangers of digital vigilantism when tragedy collides with online obsession. We've seen it before in cases like Gabby Petito, and now Celeste's story is following that same ugly blueprint. Her grieving family has begged the public to stop feeding rumors and instead funnel real tips to LAPD, because at the end of the day, they don't want gossip, they want justice. This whole saga has turned into a messy collision of celebrity culture, shocking tragedy, and internet mob mentality, and it proves just how fast unverified claims can twist the pursuit of truth. One viral clip was enough to spark chaos, drag innocent people into the storm, and muddy up a real investigation. When something feels like it fits too perfectly into the story we already believe, that's the moment we have to stop and ask, are we really looking at hard evidence, or just seeing what we want to see because it feeds our suspicions? As of right now, this case is still wide open. DNA pulled from those plastic bags, along with Tesla's hidden technical logs, is being processed. Toxicology results are expected to hit by mid-October, and investigators are bracing for a massive digital evidence dump. If those results shift this from an unaliving investigation into a confirmed homicide, warrants will follow fast. Meanwhile, David's silence is speaking volumes, and Celeste's family has already hinted they may push for federal involvement if LAPD drags its feet. Here's what we do know for sure, and it's heartbreaking. A 15-year-old girl lost her life. Her body was stuffed inside a Tesla under chilling, suspicious circumstances. Somebody out there knows exactly what happened, and somebody physically put her inside that car. Justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez won't come from viral rumors or self-appointed internet detectives zooming into blurry screenshots. It'll come from real investigators grinding through every lead until the full truth comes crashing out. And if this concert footage fiasco taught us anything, it's this. The internet can cause serious collateral damage when it jumps the gun. Mia Lopez ended up dragged into a global scandal she had zero connection to, while cops wasted precious time chasing rumors instead of locking in on the real trail. At the end of the day, speculation doesn't solve cases. Evidence does. Thanks for watching this wild story. If you've got thoughts, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video so more people know the truth. And if you're ready for another jaw-dropping case, click one of the boxes on your screen right now. I'll see you on the next one.